how are you doing? It's always there's always that little dance, isn't there, with Zoom and audio and all that.
Yeah, I guess like I guess this happens every time, and I forget that
Yeah.
you gotta say join audio.
Yeah, I was just doing some Photoshop work and I thought, all right, I'll set the Zoom up a couple of minutes early, and then I forget every single time I have to faff about with the audio. So that's fun times.
Yeah, no doubt. How you doing?
All right, yeah, all right. I just had a little drop of mezcal, which a friend bought me, so that's quite nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I guess it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Well,
it's I've got this week off, so I'm focusing all my energy away from work and for the festival this week. So yeah.
nice.
So how are you doing?
Awesome.
How's everyone getting on with your isolation at the moment?
Yeah, it's good. I'm at my parents' place in Waterloo, Ontario right now. I'm usually living in Toronto, but with my boyfriend, but it's a really small apartment and he has a beautiful home in Niagara on the Lake. I have a nice home, big space here, so it's been good. Like it's both my mom, my stepdad, and my brother are living in this space right now, and it's nice because usually like before there were 8 of us living here,
Oh wow.
so let's just say I've I've been able to spread out and use some space, which I'm not used to in Toronto. So I definitely feel like I'm able to breathe more. So that's nice. My
Yeah, that
dad,
is nice. Yeah.
yeah, I realized how much it was probably affecting my energy in Toronto. And that's been like a huge thing. So I've been able to create a lot because I just feel like open, I can breathe. So yeah, it's been nice.
So did you move during isolation, during lockdown, or was it before?
It was like kind of the beginning. So maybe like the first week and a half or 2 weeks in, I think before like all the parks shut down and everything, I think we started to feel that Toronto, like even the area we live, if we went outside, there was just no way to social distance. Even on the sidewalks, I'd be walking by people and I try to get my distance, and I realized, it wasn't really happening.
Yeah,
So
it's not fun that. I ventured into the city centre in Chester here in the northwest of the UK, and I'm like s- I'm like super friendly and sociable, and I'm
yeah.
like that. I like that at work. When I went out, I was like a monster that's just discovered daylight. That's what it was like. It was like a Morlock in the time machine, and it's just discovered he can come above ground now,
Oh
and
my god.
it's because the distancing of people it's disgusting. They don't respect your distance.
Yeah, it's a little like, and there are instances, especially where we lived in Toronto, there were some homeless people or people outside, which I really feel for them. But, sometimes
Absolutely,
all of a
yeah.
sudden you can't like predict when someone's all of a sudden just going to start hacking a loogie and not covering their mouth or something like that, which is really gross. But we saw it a few times, or someone like just sneezing into the open air. And I was like, no.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And now, my parents have got horrible, horrible neighbors, and he's overly aggressive and he spits in their direction, but
Mm,
not into their property or anything. But he's just a. I said to them, just call the police, and he'll probably get arrested for doing that. And this is the time to do that, not to get vengeance or anything like that. But it's just disgusting. And hopefully, people's hygiene and the way they are in public will improve massively, because
yeah,
it kind of needs to across the board. And it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be doing anything. That's why Chris and I, when we started this festival, we wanted to. It was initially to give ourselves something to do in the intermediate
yeah,
time when we're not working, and we both work at home, producing videos and doing tech support and that kind of thing. And
nice.
then we opened it up. Like the first day we thought about the idea was the day our university was on lockdown, and we said, right, we need to do something, and we need to open it up and make it more of a festival and kind of make it more of a community. That's why we started this podcast, because we wanted to meet a lot of our filmmakers, and it's been really interesting scheduling the times with the different time zones. And it was Australia the other day. That's 10 hours ahead from the UK, so it's been really really something. And
Yeah, Australia's my sister's actually in Australia right now, my stepsister, and I think I don't know why. I'm just like my parents deal with that, but I think it's like 14 or whatever hours difference. And
that sounds
we've been
about
trying
right.
to
Yeah.
schedule Zoom calls with her, and it's always opposites. It's like when it's morning here, it's night there, and night there, it's morning here.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird vibe or energy when you're talking to someone.
Yeah. How have you found your creativity given the situation? Because you talk about breathing room, and I can totally understand that, because a lot of the some of the filmmakers we've spoken to other filmmakers in Toronto as well, and some have more space than others, and it can help, and it does feel a lot more claustrophobic, the fact that you can't venture outside now. So has this kind of sparked more creativity in you, and did that lead to your making of your film?
I definitely believe it has. I'm definitely counting my blessings that I was able to do this. Well, first of all, one of the things in the beginning was, at the beginning, definitely was a huge adjustment period. Like the first 2 weeks, I think I've heard this with a few other people, you're just going through a roller coaster of emotions. And I definitely felt myself just wanting to scream into a pillow. And I was just like, I just want to like let out some energy. And I wasn't finding like the proper way to do that, which I found was hard. And then we ended up, Marcus and I, who I mentioned in the film, so we went to Niagara on the Lake, and we were kind of distancing from his parents there because they're pretty strict about it, and we want it to be good. We don't want to
Absolutely, yeah.
rules and affect anyone negatively. So we were really distancing even from his parents within the house. Again, blessed that the houses are kind of empty nested, so we have enough space to do that. And then my pop actually passed away, so my mom was dealing with, she had been taking care of him, which is one reason why I wasn't going to my home, because I was like, my mom's taking care of him. He has, he was dealing with some health issues, and he's 89, something like that. I should know that, but so yeah, he passed away, and then I was just going through like a roller coaster of emotions, and I just wanted my own space. So that's when I came back here and kind of distanced a bit. So I've been here since the 2-week mark of the pandemic, I guess. So after 2 weeks, and then once I got here, so I was going through a lot of like weird emotions, and once I got here, I had all this audio equipment that I ordered online, which I was like, what have I done? I don't even know.
What was your initial what was the initial intent on buying all that kind of gear?
Honestly, I was like, I've wanted to get into voiceover or record a voice demo for a long time. As an actor, why am I not at least trying? And so I thought to myself, I looked online, and before I bought everything, I did a ton of research. And I was like, if I want to get the equipment that seems legit or good quality, it's going to cost me. And I feel like maybe I have a habit in my life of going for the cheaper stuff, finding the sale. There's just like the frugal in me is like, why don't you just go for the low end and then you can build up? I was like, no, let's just go for it. And
it's a really tricky thing. I think I keep going on about Steven Soderbergh's film Unseen, which is all shot on an iPhone, but his audio is a step up. So he created that entire movie with Claire Foy from The Crown. And I know for a fact his audio gear was a huge step up. So he kind of, right, this is what we're going to shoot on. This is how we're going to shoot the film. Because you should see him. He's, he made Ocean's 11 and all sorts of, and he's got this little iPhone, and he's so used to him making these giant movies with Brad Pitt and that, So
yeah,
I think audio is, people that are making YouTube videos and content, that's the first thing to look at is image, and maybe not all, but some do allow their audio to lapse. And I'll give you the biggest that you'll probably seen this because I know you've got your own YouTube channel. But when you see someone's amazing graphic and intro, it all spins and all that rubbish, but then it goes into their shot of them and it sounds like shit. It's like, what are you even doing? So I'm not looking to do anything major on YouTube or anything, but just kind of the podcast to begin with, and then some horror-based stuff later on this year. But audio is hugely missed out. So if you can focus on that and kind of build things up alongside, I think you'll kind of get to a really nice level.
I I mean, I haven't used even my audio equipment for my video, well, with the exception of one video that I posted where I did a voiceover, but I haven't used it when filming. All I have is my iPhone. So everything I've been filming, it has been on my iPhone and has used iPhone audio with the exception of the one voiceover I did. So yeah, now I have to figure out how to, use the audio while still using my iPhone. I haven't got to that part yet.
That's where layering those things in and having
Yeah.
a clapperboard's golden, and even just a basic clap on screen is important. And I with this, when I record the podcasts, because if you don't have a pro account, you can't separate the audio channels. So I just use the Zoom audio. I boost it a little bit before I put it up on iTunes and on YouTube. But a friend of mine who I did the second episode with, Nadia, she's based in North Carolina. Get that right?
Yeah, I saw a bit of that. I saw a clip.
Yeah, she's got a pro account, and you can separate the audio channels. So if you're doing a podcast and you've got two people like this on your show, you might do. You can have a super end microphone on both sides and mix it later. So there's loads of flexibility, but I think if you kind of keep things simple, it's a good step forward because there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Like what I really liked about your film, Jenny, was the fact you did a BTS as well.
Yeah.
Now some competitions, require a BTS. Like there's an Australian company called Rode that do a lot of audio gear, and they do My Road Reel, and they ask for BTS video showing how you use a piece of their gear, because the prerequisite is, use a piece of Rode audio gear in the making of the film and show us talking about it beforehand and after. So, yeah, it was quite nice to see that, and how everyone was like demands about the catering and all of that, 2 steaks and all of that. I think it was...
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was...
I think I see my families were huge dorks, so it was fun to do.
It's your mom, isn't it, that's in the film?
Yeah, it's my mom. I guess that was never really explicitly mentioned, but then I just put it in the credits after because
she's got this kind of Julie Andrews vibe going on.
Yeah, I was telling her after, I'm like, you look really great on film, you got that like nice smile, and she's all hyped up, because I also mentioned something previously. I went to an audition a few months ago and they were asking for, it was for a McDonald's commercial. I almost booked it, but then I didn't. Anyway, they were asking for grandmothers and granddaughters. And they said, if you have your grandmother in real life, bring her in. And, I'm in Toronto, and my Nana lives out here. So that never happened. And I don't think she has any desires to drive to Toronto for like a 2-minute audition. Yeah. But I told my mom about it. I was like, okay, when we have a mother-daughter thing, we got to do this. And now she's been all keen about it, and she's been mentioning a few times. She goes,
I think it's a good idea.
Love to do a mother-daughter thing. She's retired now, so
yeah, I think she'll want to be, how parents want to be involved in one way or another in their kids' lives. And that could be something really nice for the two of you to do. It's quite a refreshing thing. And, if you're not playing sports with your kids or something, then maybe something like this. My shared passion with my dad, he's turned 7. I need to call him. He's 77 today. And his passion is he loves motor racing and movies. So he bought an 85-inch TV the other day. So I was I set it up with him. I wore a mask and I went over there to do it.
Nice.
And so we have a shared thing like that. So if you and your mum, like, even if it's just short films, super simple, that could be it's a nice kind of record to have for the future as well,
Definitely, because I used to be more into sports and all that. So this has been like a 180 flip for me in the past years, and I love doing this, and it's something we can do at home together. So yeah, when we were looking at it, I was like, if anything else, this will be good memories and something that we can look back at. And they've been just having a hoot with it. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll do another one.
Yeah,
they're joking around about. I think my stepdad was joking around, pulled out his phone, and he was like, "Yes, an agent. you want to represent me? He's just already joking around
That's
about
great. Yeah,
agents giving him a call.
it seemed like everyone was having fun during the making of and during the behind the scenes as well. And I love there's something that it's Mitch, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Something that Mitch does in one of the takes, one of the early shots in the film, and he's staring at you as though, is this right? Is it, like
Yeah.
his eyes are popping, and it's so funny. I love that.
Oh, it's funny. He did some of that in real life, so I was like, okay, we need to take that and use it. And
Was he
joking.
conscious those little certain mannerisms? Is he conscious he's doing it?
I don't know if he's fully conscious in life because he does things like that in life. And I knew as the director of this film,
Yeah.
I need that to shine through. I want everyone else to see it. So there were, I think, a few times when we did rehearsal, he wasn't really giving that. He was a lot more flat, maybe just because I think he was a little nervous. He didn't want to disappoint me and the project. So as we started doing it and he started, loosening up and improvising more, I was like, okay, yeah, really bring those eyes. And I was just like, okay, the idea is we want huge energy in the beginning, and then near the end, that's when you can go over the top, low energy. So there were some in between that we didn't get it, but I think he nailed it. And once I said that, he just brought it, and I was like, you're great. You got this. It is.
I think that in a I don't know how you describe it, but it was art imitating art, or art imitating life. Is that
meta, right?
Yeah. Is when it was like, what, take 27 or whatever it was in your film.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right, okay. The fact you just explained that, it kind of like feeds into the film, which is really nice. And
yeah.
I love how your brother's character was like, yeah, I'm dealing with it my way. Like that, you can do what you want in this isolation period. And then it really, the reality of your character on the phone, I won't spoil it, but the reality of the character it's really nice. It's like, oh, right, okay. It kind of like, you step back from watching it because you're having fun watching these characters making a film and interacting with each other. But then when you answer the phone, it's a really nice step away from the rest of the film, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you thought so.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, it was really, really positive, and there's a lot of character. And this is something that maybe it's just in writing generally, but we've had. I think this is the 14th episode we've filmed now. We've got at least another 6 we're going to film, and we've had I think 45 submissions so far, and we only started our festival 6 weeks ago, which is crazy. And we've had submissions from all over. From Australia, Israel the other day as well, which was really fun.
Cool.
And then quite a few from Canada, which is fantastic, and must have like hit a rich vein of interest. And I know there's a short film festival there as well.
Yeah, that one generated a lot of interest, and I'm not sure who, again, I discovered it through, but I think, yeah, it was one person, maybe 1 or 2 people that you connected with, and then maybe they posted something, and I was like, ooh, another festival. Awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. And when I've applied for things like just really shorts, it's like I feel this undue pressure to create something amazing straight away. But it's what I was trying to say. My point was that you see people's character come out, and what you were saying about emotion earlier. Everyone's emotions, especially, I can account for mine. They've really been up and down as peaks and troughs throughout this 6 or 7 week period, because everything's so intense. Like, you think about everything a little bit more now. So I think people's creativity, it's really showing their character a lot more during this period. And it's quite refreshing to see. And it's nice to be part of different people's stories, what they're telling during this period, because I've spoken to it's a group of students based in Cornwall, which is kind of southern UK, and they're based on a beach. So it's like living in LA or something. Beach life, and that's what you do every day. And they don't have any of that. They can't do any of that anymore at the moment. So it's like, oh, what do we do now? And then it came together to make a film. So it's really quite nice to see that you've made a film with your family as well, and you've got this kind of extra connection with your mum now.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't, there's things that also I've been thinking about with the YouTube channel and starting that, and really me opening up in my creativity, and all of a sudden just like all that fear just seems to be gone, because I feel like we're all on the same playing field in some way. So it's like, why, if not now, when? Like, this is the time. And I didn't want anyone to feel like, if you like, I'm not trying to rub anything in anyone else's face. Like, I'm here with my family, but I would probably be doing the same thing, maybe just different content on my own. It's like, I don't need other people. And I was trying not to be, rude. I was digging myself in a hole with my family, because I was like, I'm so happy you guys did this with me. Like, this was so fun. But at the end of the day, I don't need you to make a film, if that makes sense. And I was like, no offense or anything. This was the best possible thing that could have happened. But at the same time, I just want to, everyone else to know that, if you don't have this same bonding experience, I think there's a huge bonding experience you can have with yourself and your own relationship, because I've been experiencing more independence being away from my boyfriend, who's in Niagara-on-the-Lake. And at first I was terrified of that. But I found like there's so much you can do with that. And now there's a whole other area with myself that I'm exploring. So I thought that was actually really cool,
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
Part of the experience.
So what was, how enthusiastic was your brother about being in the film?
I think, he didn't seem either yay or nay about it. A couple of my brothers are like
nonplussed. Yeah, nonplussed.
Just like, okay, fine. I was like, I need you at this time. He was been working, so he worked the night before at the restaurant he does back of house, so they're doing a lot of takeout.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he worked the night before. Sorry?
Absolutely, yeah, because my brother works for a factory that make baby wipes and cleaning wipes, so their business has gone through the roof now. It's crazy how these things are turned. Like, he's got the most secure job of any of my family, even though it's different. One of my brothers works for Airbus that makes planes and all sorts. Ooh. So his he was like that. He's gone to Germany, but then now it's extremely difficult for them to do anything. Mm. So your brother must be super, super busy. So was that when you were making the film, was that after he finished work or something, or before?
Before. So he had worked the night before, and then I wasn't going to start too early in the morning because I didn't want it to feel like work, but I got up extra early. It's amazing how much work. I have a huge appreciation for how much work goes into a 3-minute short film now.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And this is for something that I only ended up using the audio on my iPhone, right? So there's no syncing of audio or anything like that. Yeah. I'm digressing, but my brother.
Yeah, sorry, I was saying, yeah, your brother.
Yeah, he was neither yay or nay about it, and he even commented on my behind the scenes video, and he goes, it was actually a really sweet comment. He said something about, Jenny did everything. She just told us exactly where we needed to be and what to do, and there was no question about it. We just did it. And he goes, not like I had any choice in the matter. So, yeah. I mean, he could have easily said no, but
I've just had an idea. You know how people that are making their films and they're shooting in multiple rooms and all that, yours, apart from the exterior at the very beginning, mm-hmm. it's all in one room, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because
you could make a sequel or a what do you call it, where a film's parallel but it's not a sequel, sidequel. It's all about your brother and what he's doing, talking to his friends online or something. You know what I mean? So that could be quite cool. Yeah. And the only thing you need is keep his orange T-shirt. Just make sure it's the same T-shirt. You know what I mean? So
yeah, T-shirt a lot. So
exactly, yeah. So that could be an interesting because some of the filmmakers, like Mark Brownbacker, he's a writer based in Toronto.
Yeah, I worked with him before. We're in a film together.
Oh, actually. Brilliant! He's written a couple of extra episodes of his short film. Because tonally, I really liked his film called The Wicked Muse. and it's really dark and kind of hits the notes for me because I'm a big horror fan.
Nice.
So yeah, if you did a sequel or something with your brother, that'd be really fun to see, to
Yeah,
kind of go alongside it. You know what I mean?
I really did like, there was a couple takes when we did it with my brother. Ones where he had more energy, and then ones where the ones that I actually used in the film, because I was like, no, this is more you, and I think it's more entertaining, or I don't know, I'm just drawn in by your lack of caring about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
situation. So I was like, it's a small part, but it's great. It just makes it
Well,
for me, I thought.
well, he represented more like there is a huge divide of people, I think, where some people are getting on really well and like they're thriving, like just generally being at home. And he seems to be like, yeah, sailing through, his character's sailing through the isolation. But then your character and Mitch and your mum, it was always like this kind of energy you don't know what to do with. It's kind of like, what's going on here, you know? And
Which
it
some
was,
people might find annoying. They're like,
yeah,
oh God, stop doing stuff. Like,
yeah,
just let me not do anything.
yeah. Because if his energy had been like a spike of energy, like like a different quirk to his character, it might not have worked as well. But I think that worked out pretty well.
Good.
But yeah,
I'm glad.
so just a little thing I'll tell you about is that
Mhm.
everyone that's submitted a film, we've got 2 poster designers that are designing a poster for every single film that's submitted. We're sending those out to all the filmmakers. So that might take a bit of time because they're working through them at the moment. So they're taking different elements. There's a French filmmaker, him and his son, and he's telling a story about a wolf. And there's the poster's got this huge wolf on it. So Tamsin, or I think it's James, I probably got his name wrong. They'll take something from your film and make it into a poster. Then we'll send you a PDF and we'll send you a printed version, as well as the overall festival poster as well, which will incorporate everything into it. So just thinking about this huge poster with all bits and bobs from different films. So it's something nice we
That's
can send
awesome.
out.
That's so exciting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
funny.
kind of cool. It's kind of cool to do, you know.
Yeah, it gives them a creative outlet too, I guess, to take something that they've just seen and get the essence of it and just make a piece of art, little poster out of it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and I think the next one she's working on, Tamsin, is a film with a talking dog. So that should be an interesting one. So we've had a real mix of comedy, horror. Do you know Ian Rayburn, a filmmaker based in Toronto? His film is really dark. We recorded a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and the filmmaking techniques are great in terms of he's not just doing it for an effect. It kind of means something, you know. It's not like a Saw film where it's just there for gore, you know, just to create body horror. So yeah, we've had animations from 10-year-olds and just films from all kinds of people, and it's been pretty amazing to see, and we're really happy that you've been part of that, Jenny.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I'd love to see some more of these films. I've been trying to, find, like, go on your Instagram page and, link back to other people's work to try and find it. And now I don't know if everyone, like, I haven't posted my film publicly yet, just because I'm trying to submit it to some other festivals as well. And, maybe it's going to encourage me to make more films in the meantime, keep that energy going.
Do you think that's something that you'll look to do now, not just kind of mastering your voiceover work, but creating shorts, writing shorts?
Yeah, I think I'm more passionate about that. I've wanted to for so long, and for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've started to write shorts or features, and then I just let it go or just stop. I don't know what it is. I just couldn't finish anything.
Is it the time you can't afford to dedicate to it? Is it that, basically? It's
No, like, I've had time. I know I've had time. I think it's just like a mental block, and maybe there's some sort of fear associated with it. And every time I see someone else just doing it and making a short, I'm just like, well, I could do it. They did it, So it's definitely just getting over that mental block. And I know I'm not a huge writer, but maybe that's also a part of it. It's like I haven't written a lot, so I think there's just like some own stigma in my mind about that.
So when did you start your YouTube channel, and what's that called?
It's just my name right now, because I was like, I don't really know what I'm probably going to change my mind. I thought, and everyone on YouTube is like, choose a niche, just choose your niche and stick to that. But so it's just my name, Jenny Fischer, and I use
That allows you to do anything with it, though. That's because I've been looking to. I found an artist to do some artwork for my channel, and it's just going to be lunchtime reviews. It's going to be simple stuff to begin with, and it really is tricky to start, isn't it? And I just thought, right, I'll keep my name because I've got the website, I've got Instagram, I've got everything, and then I can build a wider brand after that. So I think, yeah, you can't be too harsh on yourself with marketing. It's if you've got all of those things with your name on there, it's a very good start.
Yeah, and I mean, being an actor as well, I think it's just good to continue to use your name. Now, the only issue that I have with my name is that it's so close to Jenna Fischer, who plays Pam in The Office. Everyone knows that. And
the thing is that your channel came up though. It's like the profile photo, the headshot you've had done. It comes up in like the third one down or something, so it's right there.
Awesome. That's good, because every time I search it, and I would just giggle about it, and I don't take it too seriously, but if I've ever tried to Google my name in the past, or someone has, it always comes up, did you mean Jenna Fischer? And I'm just like, no, me.
Yeah. If you can get past that hurdle, I would, maybe there's some way to kind of harness that and to build some sort of benefit into that. Maybe you could do a parody of her character or something, so it was.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
Or you can make a short film. I was thinking about this for your channel. You could always make a short based on your channel, but it's fictitious, and then maybe you could tie that Jenna Fischer in. So there's loads of scope. But sometimes when you have a strong idea, you want to do your channel, you kind of you get tunnel vision about what you want to do, what you want to produce, and then it just takes speaking to others to kind of widen that, I think. And yeah, it's interesting trying to start a YouTube channel, because you've got this. You think, oh, I need to create 1,000 videos straight away, or they need to be Oscar worthy straight away. So I need to let some of that go and just produce content and be consistent. Consistency is the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one thing I think that's kept me sane during this time, to be honest, and given me some sort of purpose. So I release every Sunday. I've chosen 9 a.m. for some reason. I don't know if that'll stick, but Sunday, 9 a.m., I'm releasing a video. So I've done 4 videos so far. And it's funny because, I started with, audio equipment. I was like, okay, this is my idea, follow my journey, whatever. I'm not perfect at, and I don't know the most right now, but I'm just going to try and be entertaining and inspirational to other people to just do it out there. But I feel like it's going to change, because I've already had some feedback in the videos that seem to do better, because in real life, I'm more of like an emotionally intelligent person, I would say. And, go a little bit deeper in terms of, like, I'm a goofball also, but I also like to go a little deeper, and I like the emotional pieces too. So I feel like maybe because that's more of a passion, which is why I got into acting in general, I'm able to see, other people's perspectives. I feel like that will be the direction that my channel takes, because I mean, I'm not always just like the techie book smart type of person all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well received that will be based on my personality. So we'll see where it goes, but it's an experimental phase, and I'm just so happy that I started where I started, because if I didn't, then I might never have done it. So that sort of starting in a more technical aspect has allowed me to work up the courage to go a little deeper maybe
Yeah.
into something, even though my film that I released was sort of a comedy, but it's because I use my family. So like, really, what direction could I go?
I love the choice of the tie on Mitch.
He made that choice.
That was great. Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. Yeah, that worked
He
great.
came down, and if anyone watches the behind the scenes, so I was trying to get my first shot before they dug into the craft service table that I did and made everything prepped the night before for the film, but also for them so they could have snacks. So I was trying to get my first shot and I kept doing it, and my back was to Mitch, and you'll see it in the BTS, but then all of a sudden my mom starts laughing and I just turn around, I'm like, what? Because I knew Mitch is just a little troll and he just does stuff for laughs, which is hilarious. So I turn around and then he's standing there wearing his t-shirt and tie, and I was like, that's great. You know what? That was a great creative choice.
Yeah, that's a strong look, isn't it?
You know, you just have to go with it because if we're not taking ourselves too seriously. So it was a good decision on his part. So I
absolutely,
can't take
yeah. What we'll do, Jenny, as well, is we'll link your channel inside the description of the podcast as well. So, you know, and we're trying to build a community in some way. So at some point, we'll have a few Zoom calls and try to include as many of our filmmakers as possible, because that could be, and maybe have, because I've noticed the short Toronto Film Festival, they're doing a Zoom, like a showing online, but I think we'll do it a Zoom call, but we'll showcase the films to all the filmmakers first and then to a wider audience. So it'd be quite nice to see kind of live reactions to some of the comedy and some of the horror. So I think that'd be a really nice way to kind of, you know, connect and network as well.
Yeah, totally. I would like to, I'm excited to see other people's films, and also one of the things that my parents and I were talking about after, because we did our own little premiere, and I mean, they were dying laughing at watching themselves. And then my mom goes, I don't know if other people are going to find this funny. Like, there are some inside jokes just from us in there, and we're not sure how other people will receive those, or if they'll just be like, oh God, this family.
Yeah.
But
well, that's always good. There's always inside jokes in these movies, so I think that's fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'll share my second screen. I'm just looking off to the side. So, and then I'll show you one that I showed Ian. And this is an animation about a fly. What would a fly do during lockdown? So this is a UK film. And let's just see. Okay. And this chap is a student in Cornwall as well. So when I share that, share screen, make sure the audio is shared as well. Screen one. Okay, so you should be able to see my messy desktop, and then it should go black.
It is black right now.
Okay, so if you can let me know straight away that if the audio is working, it should be working absolutely fine.
Sure.
We find the finest cowpats in the land. Wonderful, wonderful aroma, wonderful taste.
I think it was either his first animation or his first film. I'm like, what?
Really?
That's yeah. And I'm like, mate, you've got to.
Shocked.
This is
And color?
Ollie.
Like,
Yeah, and super talented. Like the first, I think it was the third or fourth time I watched the film. When the fly is going around the light, you can see the shadow on the inside of the light, and it was like such a clever detail. And if you didn't have that, it doesn't have the same depth.
yeah, that's like attention. I don't know if I noticed it the first time, but I'm sure if I watched it again, I could look out for the smaller
Absolutely, yeah.
detail. Whoa.
So it's yeah, the breadth of film from animation to horror to comedy. We've had diary entries about traveling from one place to another and what isolation's like when you do that. So it's we've got a real mix of films, and I'm so kind of proud in many ways to have started this 6 or 7 weeks ago with Chris, and it's amazing to kind of curate all of these films together. So being able to show you that, and many others that you'll get to see. So you'll get to see all the films before the kind of wider public do. Some of the films are already obviously online or other festivals. But we want to kind of showcase and share the films with, yourself and all the other filmmakers as though like here's a small thank you. We want you to see the films first, and it's kind of a fun thing because it's when you even just physically go to a film festival. Like I went to the Berlin Film Festival a few years ago. Even just going there to watch the films, you feel part of it, even if you're not there or submitting something. You've got this vibe, and the way we're going to showcase the content to our filmmakers, from our filmmakers, we want to kind of have that sense of community and, like, oh, we're part of this. I'm kind of really happy that we're doing that. And that's why we've not released any of the films fully yet. We've released little clips here and there and little trailers and posters and that kind of thing. But we want to, kind of keep that for you guys. What I'm going to show you now is one of the posters that, do you know Danielle LeBlanc, is it?
Yeah, I do know her.
Because she's friends with Mark as well. This might be the first time we've shown this, but this is
Special.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So this is the poster for her, the finished poster. It's got the festival laurel. Not until about a week ago did I know what a laurel was. I was like, what's a laurel? Someone kept asking me. I was like, oh, it's that. It's the logo. Right, okay.
I think I only learned that also embarrassingly late within the film community. I was like, laurel. Oh, those little leaf thingies.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm not going to waste too much time, but I'm going to. I can't find that one. I've got two others. I've got the French one, which has got the wolf on, which you'll find it's really cool. And Trish Renone, she's an actress from Toronto.
Yeah, I know Trish as well too.
And Diary of a Dangerous Child. Let me just zoom out of this one.
I'm so excited to see all these, especially because I know some. I know that
it's kind of cool. And they're all one-off. So it's two students. One does the kind of graphic element, and the other's Tamsin. She does all the hand drawings. And I said to her, you need to do kids covers for their books. I think it's super, super great what she's doing. And show you this. Just share the screen. Share one. Share that. So this is for the French film.
Will they have subtitles for their film?
Yes. So I've spoken to an American friend of mine. She lives in North Carolina, and she's got the subtitles. She's gonna work on the subtitles for me. So we've got the laurel here. I designed the other day.
That looks. I mean, not that I expected anything less, but that looks really legit. The laurel.
Well, that's the kind of thing we wanted. It adds legitimacy to what we're doing. And the fact that we're going to do this for every film, and there's over 40 films.
That's crazy. Oh, I love that. The artwork. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I'm going to show you the other one from Trish. If I can find it.
Oh, yeah, I want to see.
So these are going to get printed off as one sheets, like the American side, the American one sheet size, because it's more international than the UK quad poster, which is a little bit different. Okay, fit to page.
You're going to print all of them off?
Yeah, I'm going to try and negotiate with the university that I work for, because I do a lot of photography and that, to get them involved and see if they pay for them to be printed.
Sponsor?
And then I'm happy for the logo to go on the posters, and their posters will go worldwide. You know what I mean? So that kind of negotiation. So it's not selling out. It's just that it's, you know, we've eaten the cost for the website and all of that, and the Wix and all of that. So we kind of we're going to end up printing, say 50 films, at least 100 posters, because we're going to send out the festival poster to everyone as well. And it's just a nice little keepsake, isn't it?
Oh man, my parents will love that. They'll think they're so legit too.
You know what? I'm going to try and say to Tamsin, put the necktie in, put the tie in. That'd be so funny. So we've allowed them complete freedom with the way they design them as well.
That's great.
So this is Trish's.
Ooh.
So that's a half-eaten.
I love the color schemes.
Have you noticed that the laurels changed as well?
So the color, was it before the teal? Was it, or?
Yeah, that's right. It was like a teal or a red for the wolf one. Yeah.
Yeah, the writing was in teal, but maybe the
So this is the logo in the top right is the one I designed, and then I came up with the laurel, but it was Tamsin's choice to change the laurel based on the color of the poster.
I like it. Customizable. Everything is like super custom.
Yeah, and we kind of want people to think, oh, this is very cool, because we're gonna continue this next year in one way or another, but we're not gonna have it where we're kind of rehashing what's happened this year, because everyone wants to forget this year pretty much.
Move on,
mature the idea. So we're going to continue this, maybe even continue the podcast, because it's been really nice to talk to everyone. And so that's where we're up to. We've got, I think we've shot like 14 or 15 podcasts now, and then there's another one. We've got a chap called Mandeep, and he made a Bollywood film. So he's based in Toronto again. So we've kind of struck gold in your part of the world.
Yeah.
And he's made a real Bollywood film, and it's because my partner, she's a Windian, so she's half Welsh, half Indian, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is perfect. This is fantastic." And I was like, when you see it tonally, it is a real Bollywood film. It's only like for 3 minutes, but you see people's character, and so you'll get to see all of those. And what we'll probably do is figure out a way to do some sort of reaction thing where you guys can watch it in a group, watch the films in a group, and then we'll get some sort of reaction video from it. I think that'd be pretty cool to kind of network that way as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be super cool for every filmmaker to see a little bit of the reaction, and it's good feedback, and it kind of feels good to know that I'm watching your film.
Absolutely, yeah. So Jenny, really appreciate coming on and coming on board with the festival as well. It's been really fun, and tell Mitch that should be like his costume or something, like some sort of cosplay, plays himself in some sort of meta way. Was it blue t-shirt and the tie?
A t-shirt of him wearing a tie, that would be really, really great. And I just want to say thank you for putting this on, and you guys are bringing together such a diverse group of people that spread throughout the world, and I think that's really awesome. And I look forward to seeing if this, well, like you said, with plans to continue, I would love to do like a yearly,
absolutely,
whatever it becomes. I don't know if it's going to stay isolation or how it develops. But
that's a tricky one, isn't it? Because we've pigeonholed ourselves a little bit with the title of it, but it kind of, people needed to know what it was. So I don't know how we're going to change that without breaking it apart, pulling it apart, So we'll have a year to think about it. Hopefully a year we're all out doing things, canoeing, jumping out of planes soon, you know what I mean? So that's what we'll be doing. And by the way, if you were during the week, you may have seen it, we post a little graphic or a thing on Instagram saying who's coming up at the weekend podcast wise. So yours will be coming up in a few weeks.
Awesome.
But if you want to send over like a family picture of the group of you or a headshot you've got or whatever you want to use for the marketing purposes, we'll incorporate into a post soon.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, you have a safe day, and tell Mitch his tie's great. And think about that side qual as well with your brother in his doing his. You could almost shoot a shot in the kitchen when he walks in. You'd have to recreate the scene though. That's the thing. And then he goes off and he's got his own little adventure in the house somewhere.
This has given me, and with the Jenna Fischer thing too for my channel, I might just have an idea for next week's.
Yeah, parody. You can do it. You can nail it.
Love this. Because the audio just doesn't strike as much excitement and fire in me. So I'm so keen to do more fun, goofy, silly,
and like you
creative
say,
videos.
It doesn't have to all be goofball. It can be the other side of your personality as well. I think that's really important because if you just create almost a character for YouTube, you're going to get tired of that at some point, much more so than being genuine and being yourself.
Absolutely. I've seen some cases of people creating this character and then not being able to get out of it, and then they go crazy or fake a mental breakdown. Yeah, I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. Let's just say
When you start, when you're starting your own channel, you definitely do that, and you have to kind of climb out really slowly.
Never been on YouTube so much in my entire life, and I'm ashamed of it. Well, I'm not ashamed of it, but that's just where I've been. So I need to get back to some other types of medium,
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you have a good day, and I really appreciate coming on board.
Yeah, thanks so much. Have a good one.
It was nice to meet you, Jenny.
You too, Alex.
See you soon. Bye-bye.